guys, Shaz here, and we're back for another to buy or not to buy. In these videos, I talk about makeup that has released or has sneak peeked, and I will try to talk myself out of buying as many of them as I can. Hopefully, I can encourage you to buy less makeup and inspire you to use the makeup that you have. If that sounds good, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and let's get to it. We don't have any coffee for today. I've had too much caffeine this week, but this is our candle. I talked about it last week. This is from Trader Joe's. The line is back, so I figured I should sort of turn it on and let the whole room smell like pistachio Brazil nut. And I am going to do my look with my dupe of Cool Trolls palette from Cosmic Brushes. The dupe video is going to be up on my channel soon. Stay tuned for that. Also, I know this palette and the Nude Trolls are available for purchase. They became available today. If you want to pick them up, frankly, after duping it, I have no incentive to pick it up. I'm also going to dupe the Nude Trolls. I think the Nude Trolls, just the color story is very summer. So I thought, let's try to see if I can dupe it with what I have. If you want me to video the dupe, let me know in the comments below. I always mention this, but just reminding you all again that I mentioned the Instagram channels that I use for creating content here in the description box below. So if you're curious, check that out. It seems that Ensley Reign has a special edition full moon singles and palette bundle that are already available. It seems like you can buy Flower Moon, Strawberry Moon, Harvest Moon, and Cold Moon palette for $247. And these palettes are 21 shades each. So you have 84 shades at your disposal. That is $62 a palette and $3 a shade. And I'm surprised because some of these palettes, like Cold Moon, was very pricey. That was like over $100, no? So I'm kind of surprised. Hopefully I understand this correctly. I understand that this is going to be just one bundle of all palettes, but maybe it's a little different. It says the palette bundles will also include a free Blue Moon holochrome single while supplies last. So I'm kind of surprised, and you know what? If I understood this correctly and this includes all 4 palettes, I'm liking this. I'm so liking this that I'm kind of inspired to pick this up because you all have been telling me that Ensley Reign is just amazing. The only thing that had been detracting me from wanting to pick anything up was that they were extremely pricey. Well, there were more than one thing. One, that they were pricey. 2, that they usually had pre-orders. I also don't see anything about pre-order. Yeah, I don't see anything about pre-orders. It seems like they're available. Also, beauties, you might be able to get additional money off with someone's code, so definitely do that. But this kind of inspires me. Although, I'm still waiting for Sydney Grace's sale, and I don't need these palettes. I already duped these. But Ensley Reign, good job. Good job. I like this. Nomad, I am liking this. This is a Florida Keys, and it does look like the other palette that I talked about. I forget the name of that palette, but I'll put the photo on the screen. I think they discontinued that palette, Antilles or something like that. They discontinued that palette a while ago, so this looks like a good substitute. Palette's $50 and is going to be available June 25th. And this actually specifically says that it is trying to pay homage to their first 15-pan eyeshadow palette, which was Antilles 2. And then they also have this beautiful beach bag. I love it. This is so cute. This is so cute. It says free with any purchase of $80. It looks like it has a water bottle and 2 of those thingies that you play in the sands with. Or you can also buy this separately for $29. And you can also use someone's code on it. Very cute. I actually don't know if the 2 sand fork and is that a shovel? Is that a fork? Like whatever you call those things. I don't know if that comes with it or if it's just for the image. I also can't find details here. Either way, I wasn't going to buy it, but if you're interested, make sure, if that is something you care about, make sure you read up on it to, you know, if it's coming with that or not. I saw this from the Cream Shop and I love Hello Kitty. Obviously, I love cats and I thought this is super cute. I see the Cream Shop very frequently at TJ Maxx. Have you all used it? Is this a good brand? Because I see a lot of their masks and other products at TJ Maxx and I've always wondered. I also know they're available at Ulta. So if you know where to let the rest of us know. I saw these singles sneak peeking from Cloud Chaser Cosmetics, not a brand I've ever heard of, but some of these look very legit. It says this is a limited edition collection, which is unusual for a brand I've never heard of. Have you all heard of this brand? Let me quickly go into their page to see what do they even do. It looks like they have other singles. How come I've never heard of this brand? Well, I just got introduced to a new brand, I suppose. Interesting. So this is going to be a set of 4 singles. I don't have a price. And they look kind of nice. But I'm still waiting for the Sydney Grace Christmas in July sale. That is going to happen next month. So I think I'm going to wait longer and not use up my budget on these. If you're new to my channel, I was on a no buy earlier in the year for 1 quarter. Then I decided to extend my no buy. So I still have a very strict budget for makeup on a quarterly basis. Yeah, and I don't want to use that up on here. I'll tag my no buy playlist if you want to know more about that. Let's get started because I don't want to be here for the rest of the day. Starting with Painterly from MAC. Haven't used this one in a while. Let's talk about this from Notoriously Morbid. So there is a Through Dangers Untold palette, which is a 24-pan palette. And then they also have 4 6-pan monochrome palettes, Cherry Bomb, Violet Thoughts, Over the Rainbow, and Jade Dreams. I feel like it's a little late for monochromes. You know, I feel like all brands did monochromes starting 2018, 2019. So by now, I feel like everybody who wanted to buy a monochrome palette has a monochrome palette of different colors. But I could be wrong. Maybe if you're new to the space, you have never been introduced to monochrome palettes, so this is just a new thing for you. If that is the case, educate me in the comments below, please. But these are already available and you can pick them up. That red one I like. I suppose I'll correct myself. If you watched my video, actually the video is still not up. It will be posted soon, talking about color schemes of different palettes. That 6-pan red palette is not a monochrome. It has more than just reds in it, but I'm liking these. They're pretty, but I think I have. And Through Dangers Untold palette does not look exciting enough. Interestingly, I am more excited about the mattes than I am about the shimmers. I have realized it's very difficult to get high quality, very well performing mattes. So like these earthy tone mattes, particularly the middle green ones and the lower row. If you have used Notoriously Morbid, are the palettes magnetic? Do these pull out or do I need to use a tool to get them out? Hopefully I'm getting this correct. Through Dangers Untold, I think, is a movie with David Bowie, and this palette's coming out for the anniversary of that movie. So this palette, it has 6 mattes, 6 shimmers and duos, and 12 muted but still gorgeous multichromes. So this palette does have multichromes. Okay, I think I might have talked about these briefly last week, but back then it was a super sneak peek if I talked about them, but now we have these, sneak peeking a little more, from Cryptane, Serpent, Python, Cobra, and Viper. And they look like they are holochromes. And I am curious. I don't have a price. It says they're coming soon. I also don't have swatches. I just have this photo, and I'm curious. We have a Skin. This is Kim Kardashian's brand, right? Yeah, so they have lip glosses and I think highlighters. $25 per lip gloss and $35 per highlighter, and I don't have that kind of money to spend on this, so moving on. Okay, this one was super cute, and I have already exhausted my budget for nails. By the way, beauties, I'm wearing Far Far Pulsar and Reliant Supergiant from Cadillacquer on my nails. But I'm excited about this next one, which is Mooncast collab with Powerpuff Girls. Now, I'm a little underwhelmed by the actual shades. The one shade that I like is the black one, Chemical X. And I love the fact that there is a shade called Mojo Jojo. I always wanted to have a nail polish shade called Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo is my favorite villain, if you didn't know. It's the evil genius monkey, but I'm not super impressed by everything in this collection, so not picking up. Not that I would have anyway, because as I just said, I have already exhausted my budget. Actually, I did not have a budget, but I thought to myself, girl, you can't just go on buying all kinds of nails. You don't have enough capacity, neither you have infinite number of nails. So yeah, somebody needed to put a stop to that, and that's what I did. Not buying, but it's cute to look at, and I love getting all the reels and whatnot. Chemical X, though, is a shade that maybe, if it continues to be available down the road in the far future, if I'm still interested, I consider picking. Now let's get into the look. I'm gonna start with EO5 from Singe. I'm gonna go into this yellow shade in my crease area. And I'm using a bigger packing brush. This one is from Luxie 213 Eye Shading. I think I bought this from TJ Maxx or somewhere. And I'm gonna go into this blue, and I'm going to try to deepen my outer V with this. I'm gonna pick a round-headed brushes from Michaela collection with Glam Light. This is number 4, and I'm gonna go into this blue just a little bit, although it's pretty pigmented, so it's gonna give me a lot of payoff. And I'm going to put it here. Okay, I tried to get it to be even on both sides, but I'm not sure if I succeeded. But I loved the colors that I used, the pigmentation, everything was pretty good. So let's continue. It seems like Pokemon and Colourpop has restocked if you're waiting for it. And Rude released lip oils with a tint. Again, if you're waiting for it, I'm not in the market for anything related to lips. And a lot of products from Athar Beauty has restocked. I've seen a lot of these products at TJ Maxx, so I don't know what's going on with this brand, but if you were waiting, now is your chance. Also, Davini Beauty that we talked about last week, their current C palette was revealed completely, and it's not a mermaid palette, so I'm kind of happy about that, although it does have some teals and so on, but I love that neon pink. Beautiful. I think I can dupe this palette. Do you want to see a dupe of this palette? Let me know if you do. Made by Michelle has revealed a bunch of face products. These are mini blush books. I think their blushes is their liquid blush, blurring blushes. And now they have it in powder format. And these will be released on the 24th. I don't need anything blush related, but these are kind of cute, particularly if they're small. I'm not a large product type of person because I have too many things, but I like the colors, particularly in this photo. I like the 2 bottom ones. So the kind of a nudie one and then the red orange one. So it seems like lip products is the next big thing. We have these from Edge for $10 each. Lip gelatins in these 4 shades. Why would you want your lips to be neon green? I don't know, but maybe somebody does. Maybe somebody does. I don't. And Spectrum collection is not missing a beat. Now they have a new collection with, is it Lilo and Stitch or just Stitch? I don't know, but with Disney. The full set goes for $69. I don't need brushes. Moving on. Speaking of Spectrum collection, they're also releasing this Cocktails brush collection. And you have Cosmopolitan, Picante, and Margarita. Interesting concept. I don't need anything. These are considered to be mini brush sets for 35 British pounds each, which is probably going to come to around $50-ish. Not for me. I don't need. Not going to buy. Moving on. Talking about all the lip products, let's continue with this one. Rabanne Beauty is releasing their new Glowies lip gloss. Lip glosses are not my thing. Yeah, and I don't have any more information than just these pictures. Yeah, not my thing. Moving on. Is Rabanne sold at Sephora? Where do you buy this brand? And this palette we talked about already in an earlier video. It was sneak peek back then, but it's available now. Elena from Shall We Makeup. Too Nude for Me. Also, it looks in the swatches like it has some dupe colors in it for a palette this small. That's kind of unusual, but it's available if you want to pick it up. It says all Elena orders will be shipped end of June or beginning of July. I feel like we have been talking about something from Look Healthy store pretty much every week, and now it's some products from Vivienne Dong. We have 6-color optical chameleon shadow palette for $85. And then we have, again, Vivienne Dong, Thorn 6-color polarized eyeshadow palette for $30. Okay. And again, Vivienne Dong, Enchantress 6-color pearlescent eyeshadow palette, also $30. $85. Yeah. No. I also don't need. No. I don't need even the $30 ones. I don't need. I can dupe all of these with what I have. I'm going to use this brush in the blue again and bring it under my lower lash line. And then use the lighter blue color on the fluffy brush to diffuse it out. This brush might be a little too fluffy. If you can use a smaller headed brush, it might work better. Now using a little bit of base booster from BH. And I'm gonna put this here. And I don't want to put it all across. I'm actually putting it at a slant, just in the part that doesn't have anything. And I'm torn between this color and this color, so let's see which color makes more sense. Or maybe even this one. I'm gonna go with this one because I feel like this one is a little too safe and it's gonna make it super dark. That's this shade. And I'm just tapping it over again at a slant. And that kind of accentuates the effect that I'm trying to create with like almost a cat eye. Base booster is so strong that all I need to do is just tap it and make sure it's not sticking to the wrong places. I don't need to really brush it on or rub it or anything. I think that's it for the eye look. I also used a tiny headed brush in the same shade and made sure this tiny edge is also filled because it's a little bit difficult with my fingers and my long nails to get there. Let me complete the look off camera and I'll be right back. I went ahead and completed the look off camera. As always, I put everything that I used on my face in the description box below, and a close-up reel of the look is going to be on my Instagram. Let's continue with this item, which is probably going to be our last one. This one from Blend Bunny. I liked this when I saw it because I think this is a reasonable addition to Blend Bunny's collection. They don't have anything that is specifically cool toned. It follows the logic that they have for all of their other palettes. And I like the concept. You know, it is supposed to be about heartbreak and the color story completely matches that. I also kind of thought to myself that maybe I'll pick this up. How much is it? It's $42. Again, Blend Bunny is extremely reasonably priced. Their mattes are out of this world. They're some of the best mattes I've used. Pigmented, blendable, amazing quality. The only problem that I have with Blend Bunny, which is not really a problem, but one thing I keep saying about Blend Bunny, which would be amazing if they could do, would be to make their palettes magnetic, because I would love to pull these pans out and use them in my custom-made palettes. And when I saw this, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my God, some cool tone browns, which is something I keep complaining that I don't have. And not only cool tone browns, but also cool tone other colors. We have been talking about this at length this year, that this year, and I want to say kind of half of last year, was the time of cool tone palettes. We saw a lot of cool tone stuff coming from different brands, and it made us realize we kind of had a shortage of cool tones, because I started duping things and I realized I actually have a lot more warm tones than cool tones. So I was excited to see this. Part of me wants to pick this palette up. Hopefully it doesn't have any matte blacks. Is Long Ago a matte black? I hope it's... I was going with the assumption that that's a very, very dark brown, and hopefully that's the case. Dark cool tone brown. I kind of thought, you know, maybe I'll pick this up, but thinking about it again, I actually think I might still be able to dupe this palette. I did pick up a lot of cool tones this year, singles, thinking that I don't have any, so I need to sort of start having some, which is why I am wondering if at this point I still lack cool tones, and maybe I don't. So that was a very long-winded way of saying I kind of want to buy it, but I don't know. But thinking about this palette just from the general public's perspective, I feel that a lot of people are going to have a hard time making looks with this palette. Cool tone browns are not for everybody. Cool toned greens are not for everybody. Cool tone purples are not for everybody. And you have a bunch of, well, mints or grays. Yeah, I'm curious. I feel like the road that maybe more people can use is the olive row. Other than that, I generally feel like this is a little bit less useful for the average population than most of the palettes that they have. We as a whole are more inclined to pick up warm tones than cool tones. That's just how it is. This palette's going to be available on the 26th at 11 a.m. CST. And I would love to hear your thoughts about it, because I know Blend Bunny is a lot of people's favorites. Are you going to buy this palette? Let me know. Also, if you are, use someone's code. Don't pay full price. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, I have a whole playlist of to buy or not to buys where I talk about new makeup and try to do the same thing, talk myself out of it and try to talk you out of it also in the process. That playlist is going to be recommended to you on the screen about now. I love you all. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before leaving and let me know what makeup you said no to this week. Have an amazing day, and until next time, bye.